Thank you so much. Hi to everyone. It's a pleasure to see a lot of you, a lot of friends as well. And we're bringing like a quick fire chat about how to scale startups. We have two founders that actually open startups in multiple countries, not only their country of origin, but they were able to scale and open up offices and team, and as well as acquire customers in other countries, which we all know is not simple, right? Because like the way culture, sales strategy, team acquisition can be done in one country could be really, really different in another one. And once the startup goes to like after the seed stage and wants to acquire customers abroad, it's not always easy because you're trying probably with your sales technique that works in your country and doesn't work in the other country. For example, one of the founder that was supposed to be here today, but the flight got canceled, Gabriela. So we're very sad about that, but we can't do anything about it at this point. We'll send her the video. Um, is that she was telling me that she was dealing with Italian clients, and Italian clients answer email at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., everything's urgent, now, and that doesn't happen, for example, in our country, like where after 4 p.m., nobody sends email, which is amazing. But it's not how it is. How is it? No, no, no. So I think I'm just gonna call my co-moderator. And so the first panelist is Alex from Licenseware. You want to come on, and the second one is Nicola. So we wanted to have like international founders and Italian founders just to have a little bit of a diverse room. So I think the first question, very brief, guys, because we have limited time and we want to make it interesting, is the basic question, the first question, just like a few words about yourself and the startup you're running. About the startup, pretty much what you do and what stage are you at the moment. I think we kick it off with Alex, if that's okay, Nicola, and then we go right back to you.
I'm Alex, CEO and co-founder of Licenseware. We are a software license management platform. We founded the company back in 2020. My background is in software licensing. I've been doing that since 2011. And I went pretty much full spectrum in the industry from auditor to consultant to later building tech that automates what I was doing when I was a consultant. We're still at seed stage, but we are now scaling. Rubik Hub was of great help, and yeah, we're happy to be here and tell our story. I always take up any opportunity to talk about license management.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nicola Badri, co-founder of Joiners. Thanks for the organization. Thank you, Simone, for having me. I'm Nicola Badri, co-founder of Joiners. We create this platform for students and new graduates to find a job. So it's a recruiting platform. We use AI to help the job seeker to identify the best jobs for them. At the same time, we try to explain the job ads. That is not simple at all. At the same time, we have companies. We work with more than 700 companies. In Italy, but also around the globe. Later we will explain this to help them to attract and find the best talents. And we have more than 1 million registered using our platform. We just raised 2 million last year, so like the seed. So we in the future we will look for the Series A.
Thank you very much. Just to understand, where are your customers located for both of us? All of you, sir.
Oh, yeah, in Italy. So 80% of our clients are in Italy, 15% are in Spain, and then we have from Switzerland, some in Brazil, and then we have 5 or 6 clients that use our platform internationally, so they post the jobs for all over the world.
We started Licenseware with a kind of like a global mindset since day one. Part of that is also because the local market is not a developed market for software asset management services. So we started out scaling internationally. We have about 50 customers in 17 countries. About 30% of them are in the UK, 30% in the US and Canada, and the rest scattered across EU. And we also have some customers in Australia, even Africa, a couple of customers. So quite a global spread.
Wow.
That's wonderful. And so before we ask you how you made it and how you're so good, we want to ask you when you start, what kind of mistake you made. I think we can break the ice with this so everybody get comfortable. About like failure in Italy, culture about failure is terrible. Everybody thinks that if you fail, like is the opposite. Like actually the best founders, the best startups are coming from a journey of failure, and then they're able to come back up and to show everybody they can do it. So if we want to like break the ice a little bit, maybe you can even tell a joke or something. We don't care. But something that happened when you start to go international and you had some pushback maybe from clients or for the team or from the market. And if you remember one thing that happened, just up to you how you answer this really, or just a tip or
Yeah. So for us, I think the biggest challenge from day one, because we're a deep tech enterprise product, we sell B2B. The biggest challenge was to build the trust. We were no one knew us, and we help companies save millions on software, we do complex analytics. So everything needs to be correct. So building this trust from day one was our main goal, and going to different countries, trust is built differently. For example, in the UK is a very compliance-oriented country. You need to have all sorts of certifications. We needed to have a DUNS number, and it was like a very embarrassing situation with the first customer because we didn't know what a DUNS number was, and we would just pretended that.
yeah, sure, we'll send it tomorrow.
Yeah, we have it. I'm sure we have. I never heard of it, but I'm sure we have one.
My team knows all about it.
Yeah. So also kind of like fake it till you make it type of mindset, and pretending like we have everything under control, and then googling all sorts of compliance things that we need to implement. So yeah, that's I would say that's the main challenge for us. Obviously, we have other things that I can share, but I'm just going to pass the mic.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, obviously thousands of mistakes we did in the last 1 year and a half when we had to decide which countries target. And so yeah, I think that the main mistake was not hire some local person at the beginning, because we said, okay, we have like this strategy, maybe we can just copy and do the same internationally, and obviously it didn't work. Maybe one funny story was that at the beginning, one of our main strategy is to organize dinner with HR, try to speak with them, understand I don't know, their feeling about our platform and so on. So in Italy, it was very, very, very well. In Spain, the same. We tried to do the same in UK, and everyone replied. So we were like, okay, good to know. But everyone say, sorry, this is corruption, so we cannot do it. Say corruption, it's just legal. So we understood that maybe we have to study a little bit the country, and it's important to speak to people, to potential customers, because something that could see like normal things, maybe in another country is not.
Thank you very much. And as we spoke about things that didn't work, can you please share something that worked, and how was the process to start to get the first customers in a foreign country?
Sure, yeah. Surely hire a local person is the most important part in my opinion. And the second is that having a local person is not enough. You have to speak a lot with people in the country. So I think that this is the first suggestion that I can say. To gain the first international clients for us it's pretty easy because we have a lot of international clients in Italy, and all the consulting firm, for example. So it was very easy to ask for them for an introduction for the Spanish, for example, for the UK person. But it was not so easy to gain their attention. Also, we had the introduction from the Italian team, so we said, okay, it should be easy, but it wasn't. So yeah, we have the trust is important. I agree. So, and I think that in this for build the trust, obviously you can do a lot of things, but also the time. So after 6 months, for example, in Spain, the first 6 months were very bad because it was very difficult to do some meeting and so on. While after 6 months, I don't know what happened, but all the things that we did in the past, or the awareness strategy or the social campaign, works pretty well.
For us, segmentation was really important at first. So our platform has a collection of modular applications, and we had somewhat of a cold start issue when we first launched the platform because we didn't have that networking effect between the applications, right? So we really needed to slice and dice the market and really identify the right ideal customer profiles that would fit that niche that we were serving at first. And it really helped a lot because we were fairly, aware of the market. We were in the market for over a decade, and some people knew us. So the first few customers were people in our network, people that we worked with in the past, and also former colleagues that went to work for different companies. We were privileged enough to sell our MVP to Accenture because some of our former colleagues went to work there, and we were just the right person on the right time because they were having a lot of load, and we served them the automation to relieve themselves of that load. And then word got around, and we did a lot of word of mouth type of thing at first. But as we built more, then the functionality increased. We got all of the certifications that we needed, like SOC certification is really important when you sell to enterprises, and presence at events, sponsoring a couple of events. We raised 3 seed rounds, so we had some VC money to burn, and sponsor several events where we had our logo there. We were panel speakers, and that built a lot of trust. People could associate a face to the company. We were no longer a remote company. We started during the pandemic in 2020, so we had like this remote vibe to licenseware, and no one really knew if we really existed or not. So having boots on ground and being present at events really helped cement that.
Super. So it's funny because like we have two different, very different type of companies here. So joiners has to do with HR, has to do with placement has to do with humans. Not that Alex company doesn't, but Alex is actually more into enterprise services, software SaaS, even joiners. But like it's fun. So they have actually very different ways of approaching new markets, and it's very different stories. And that shows that there's not actually a right answer, right? It's just a matter of listening as much as we can to more people as possible, and then taking on what can help us. And it's fun because when I was interviewing Alex for the panel, he was like, no, we weren't really on the ground at the beginning. We just had good network, And then instead, Nicola was like, no, we needed to be there. We went there. They opened an office in Spain pretty soon in your journey. So it's always different when you interview different kinds of startups, and it's very interesting. I think the next question I want to ask, and given that Rubik is putting this together, Rubik is like an ecosystem builder in various countries. Like, have you? I mean, and obviously, not all startups pass by an incubator and accelerate. Not all startups depends on their needs. The players are there to support and doing great programs. But I haven't asked actually Nicola about this before, so I just say that so I don't ask your question. But what's the role of the ecosystem? Did you get help from like you were going to Spain and then you contacted like I don't know the Spain community over there, or the Italian Chamber of Commerce, or the Spain Chamber of Commerce, or the Hong Kong Trade Development Council in Spain, or any kind of like entities that could support. And also, it's for you the same question. Yeah.
Yes, kind of. We can say so. At the beginning, when we had to choose which country, we tried to speak, for example, with the Chamber of Commerce, maybe, yeah, the Italian one, in Spain, in UK. That was the 2 countries that we would like to target at the beginning. Then UK, as I mentioned before, we decided not to proceed at the moment. So most of the activities we did, it was that we participated to a lot of events, like I don't know, in Madrid there is this event South Summit, that's very cool. And starting from there, we knew the organizer, they helped us in some way. So we didn't have the chance to find an ecosystem that can help us in the specific country. But I think that because our main goal was to find clients, so because at the moment we are not looking for investors. So I think that to find clients, our goal at the beginning was to say, okay, we have some Italian clients, maybe they can help us. So let's go to the Italian HR people that live in Spain. So maybe they can help us in some way. So we can say, yeah, we use the community, but not like the usual community in this sense.
Thank you, Nicola.
I can echo that. For us, the startup community was really crucial at first because, as mentioned, when the first customer was a corporate customer. We were working with Accenture. Um, they figured out that we were onto something, and they immediately wanted to lock us in, and they offered to invest in the company, and we were really excited about that, but they wanted 25% of the company in the first round, and we thought it was a great offer. But then, luckily, at that time, we were in two startup accelerators. We spoke with some mentors. We spoke with some actual VCs, and they told us it was actually a very bad offer. And that helped because we would have taken the offer, and I don't know where we would have been today. And they actually tripled the offer, so they made two counter offers, and we eventually went with the venture fund. But being in these startup accelerators really gave us the direction that we needed. We started licenseware to build a product because we genuinely saw a problem in the market and something that they wanted to fix, and we built the tool that we always wanted to use when we were consultants. And we didn't necessarily aim to become a VC-backed startup. It just happened naturally. And being in startup programs and talking to other founders is really helpful because you can find your way and decide where you want to go, even if you don't really know if you're onto something at first.
You said, Nicolo, that it was very important to find a person in the country you choose to develop. But my question is about your team at the beginning. When you choose to go abroad, did you hire someone with particular skills? For you, of course, the question, yes, a co-founder or someone in the team that you thought this person had the skills to go abroad?
Yes, I understand. Sure. So
No, my co-founder is terrible.
it's actually a funny story because when we first pitched to investors, we were two co-founders, and we were just coding. We were passionate about developing products, and they said, "Look, you guys look like nerds, and we really believe that you can build what you say you're going to build, and we think you're onto something, but at best you're going to be mediocre salespeople." So the first test for you to get this first pre-seed round is to find a third co-founder that has experience with selling enterprise software. And that's when we found Chris. He's our chief revenue officer now. He's based in the UK, which is a very good location. UK is the most developed market when it comes to software license management. And we actually had to go full circle with him because at the time he was trying to get a mortgage for his house. So he didn't want to take the risk and join a startup. And we spoke with 9 other people. They were not a good fit. And luckily, kind of Chris came back to us. He eventually closed the mortgage and we could lock him in as a co-founder. And his presence in the UK market was very, very useful at first because he could go on site to some previous customers that he knew from his old job, and then we built that trust a bit faster than normal. And one other thing that helped is that his boss from his old job also joined the team as VP of sales, and he had some connections. And then seeing such a senior person leave kind of like a comfortable corporate job, joining a startup, gave people the impression that, this might be something that is worthwhile.
Very nice.
Yeah, my experience is a little bit different, we can say. So yeah, we have one of our co-founders that has some international experience for startups, but he's the only one. We have 4. So when 1.5 years we decided to go abroad, we knew that it was not so easy. So we decided to create like an advisory board. So we have 3 of our investors that has international experience. Some of them created several startups. So in some way, in one hand, we have some advisors that can help us. So every month we have like a monthly review with them, just to say what's going on, just to avoid, for example, when we had to open the company in the Spain, it was not so easy. So one of our investors has the company there, so it was much easier. At the same time, we decided to find a person in another country that has some experience in startups, so he knew very well what's going on, how to manage a team and so on. So I think that both the experience of our founder, both the people that we hire in Spain, surely is helping us a lot, but I'm quite sure that we will do a lot of mistakes in the future, but a lot, because it's much more difficult that we thought at the beginning going abroad. So we will see what's going to happen in the future.
I think because we had the final question, but sorry.
Wrap up, please.
We're wrapping up.
It's very interesting, and I think the greatest problem is the cultural.
Yeah, it's cultural as a bit, yeah, because the strategy, the marketing strategy, but also to manage the team to post something on LinkedIn could be easy. But we saw that the Italian strategy, the Italian language that we use is completely different from Spain. You cannot ask ChatGPT to optimize it for the country. It could work maybe once, but it's not exactly the same. Also, for example, if you want to send an email to say, hey, happy Christmas, maybe, I don't know, maybe Spain can work, but if you go to China, maybe it doesn't work. Okay, so it's depending on exactly what you want to do. So I think that having some local person is crucial, speak with people is crucial, and then you are going to do a lot of mistakes. I'm quite sure, but you have to understand how to manage and to grow in that country.
Yeah, I agree. There are some obvious cultural differences. Like our experience with the Latin market, and I'm talking Spain and Latin America, was that they're very risk adverse. So it's very difficult to convince them. They're almost like poker face because you don't know if they're going to buy or not, even if they say the solution is good. One of our favorite markets is obviously the US market because they move fast. And if they see something they like, they get it. And you don't need to have too much chit chat, no kind of like politics games. They either buy or they don't buy. So from that point of view, you get short sales cycles and customers that are have a tendency towards innovation, right? So it's very easy to pitch a startup and a new technology there, as opposed to other more conservative markets here in Europe, where it's a lot of convincing. They ask you, are you a stable company? And we have to give a lot of explanations, at least at first, because we were, like the first few years, a startup loses money. It's meant to burn more money than it makes. So then they wanted to see this financial overview, and they didn't like that we were losing money. So we had to explain that we got actually a lot of VC money. So we have a lot of money in the bank. The company is stable. We're not going to go bankrupt. And after you go through all this process to ensure that you have financial stability, they end up delaying your invoices, and they don't pay on time. But that's the irony of doing business with big corporates, I guess.
Yeah, it is, and maybe with public entities as well, I believe, if you ever get there. So, no, stay there. We're closing the panel, so please a round of applause to our panelists and candidates. We're gonna send all of our regards to Gabriela. We're gonna meet her next time. Just so you know, licensor is raising 1.5 to 2 million rounds. Welcome in Italian venture capitalist and investor, and closing this December. And joiners just open a new feature, or just basically improve, let's say, one of the features, which is the opportunity to open a job ads for startups and SMEs to their platform. Again, they have 1 million users, so some talents will be definitely there. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, Rubik Hub, for this. And 11:30, it's 11:32. I mean, that's one.